spawning on the top right of 2000 atmospheres. This is Milkicow, the red Terran, underwater cow. Do
His
they
opponent,
float?
yeah, is in the bottom left. He is blue, he is Zerg, and he is Mixu.
And together they're Mixu cow.
Is this an underwater map?
It is. Well,
I
it's
did not
2000
even realize
atmospheres, so it's like really deep.
Okay.
Atmospheres as in the pressure unit.
Yeah. I don't know how I didn't put those two together. Have you ever seen, I think they're called sea cows. Like, I think they're like porpoise-like animals, but
I'm
there's a
actually
floating
not
cow
sure.
for you. Yeah. Google it, let me know what you find. um, yeah, no, there's your IRL floating cow.
I'm googling it right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Sea cow. Oh, it's not too different from like okay.
Like a manatee or like a porpoise, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Phenomenon, that's Playa, right?
That
Rage
is
of
Playa.
Playa?
Yep,
No
that's
way.
him.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was what in Tarnation, or and then Tarnation SMCX. I'm sure. I don't think we never really played each other on ladder in deathmatch back then. But I think I don't know if it's like Clan Wars or 2v2, Rage of Antioch. I remember Slade SMCX and I played against, I believe it was Antioch and Playa, Antioch and Rage of Lucifer. But yeah.
Yeah, Antioch briefly came back as well.
Yeah, he came back when I came back for, was it like a year or so?
Oh, I
Back
mean,
in
even more
2011.
recently, last year.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because he came back then and he was like, playing at a pretty high level then, and then of course I haven't played since like 2011. But yeah, so he played again recently.
Long story short, everyone knows each other in this meta-place environment, so here we are. Well, it's a really slow start to this game, man. And free racks against Zerg, I actually never get to face that on ladder myself. What do you think about it? Do you ever
Yeah,
do it?
I used to do it, but I mean, for me personally, I just feel like I can't skip the value that you get from a Reaper. So, from my perspective anyway, it's kind of a bold move to not make a Reaper in this matchup. I feel like every time I don't make a Reaper, or if my Reaper dies, I get killed by something that I didn't see coming across the map.
Yeah, how would this fare against a Roach play? Wouldn't it be like super dangerous? Especially without any bunkers.
That's certainly what, that's the reason why I wouldn't do it, personally. But, for all we know, Milkicow might have experience playing against Mixu. He might know his style. I would be worried about Roaches. He's going very marine heavy. He does have 2 tech labs, of course, but he's not making any Marauders, and there's no bunker. So maybe, a little bit greedy in the super early game, because I think he would be vulnerable to a Roach and or Ravager attack. But with that being said, he's getting a lot of bio out.
That is a
So
lot of bio.
yeah, if he's going to get through this phase without taking any damage, we can see that Mixu is not planning anything aggressive, so he might have a pretty powerful timing attack here.
Oh
In
yeah,
fact,
he's
he's
actually
pushing out
going
with all
armor against it, but it's not gonna be in time. So it's all about the Queen Ling. How well can those hold?
The One Ling is going to scout this force coming across the map here, and this is, pretty substantial. We got how many Marines we have? 24 with stim and combat shields. They're just going to get on top of the Zerg base. Oh, actually, he's going to pull back. That has
Oh.
me a little worried now. The
Yeah, you
longer
lose a
you
lot of
wait,
time with that.
exactly. Yeah, that's going to be about 20 seconds or so lost, and that does make a huge difference because another wave of lings and queens has now completed.
Yeah, and Mixu even gets to counterattack. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get into base because there's a fair amount of Marines at home. More like this isn't gonna do anything, and I think
Yeah.
Milkicow has to go home.
Yeah, exactly. We're just going to have both sides here just sort of neutralize. And you know what? I also want to be clear. I'm not exactly second guessing Milkicow's decision. It is a very bold move just to press forward on creep. So he very well may have made the right decision in not trying to force that through.
No, I agree with that, and at the same time, Mixu prepared for it really well. So, you know, if Zerg
Yes,
prepares for something really well, you don't push on their creep.
exactly. Yeah, in fact, I can speak from experience. That's a fantastic way to lose a TVC. I've done that many more times than I care to admit. It's actually like my biggest weakness in TVZ is specifically trying to push an attack.
Run behind, go kill them. I know.
Exactly. Yep. Does not work out too well. So Lair is just about to finish up now, which means that Baneling speed is a ways off. Milkicow's pulling his tank up into a nice position there behind a terrain blocker. And he's adding more Marines with another medevac to the attack. This is not going to be an easy hold by any stretch of the imagination. There are slow Banelings, and a lot of the Lings are being picked off.
And the Queens
Excellent
are even
position.
blocking the Banes from getting out and into the Marine blob. So if that's not happening, what is going to happen? Mixu's next base is also in a very awkward position, not very heavily creeped. I'm a little surprised he actually didn't choose the other side.
So look at the watchtower really fast here, Naka. It looks like Mixu is going to try to set up a surround. He needs to engage this pretty soon if he does. He's morphing in more Banelings. But yeah, he can get a full surround. He just needs to pull the trigger. He's kind of dancing with death here, healing up this hatchery. He's being very, very patient. I think he's waiting for this next round of Banelings. There they are, but the hatchery is about to fall. Here comes part of the defensive attack.
Oh man, that's brutal. And the second part of the army still didn't come in. I'm not sure
exactly.
I get it. There's definitely enough here.
I think it was slightly mismanaged. Like toward the end, near when the base fell, the army started to come in for the surround as they are now, but it just looked like it was slightly mistimed, and that's all it took.
You see, that was a pretty decent cleanup, and that would have been able to happen several minutes ago, to be honest.
Yeah. I think that would be a scenario where, you know, forgive the heresy, but I think an F2 defense would have actually worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Now, it's nice for Mixu that he actually has extra bases coming up, so his income won't suffer too much.
Yep. Oh, nice run by 5. 6 SCVs now go down. It looks like both tanks too, yeah.
Well done. He keeps going! That's only SCVs left. 17 SCVs dead. Milkicow can't be happy about this. He's trying to attack the hatch on the other side, but are the Lings gonna come in? Yep. They're absolutely through, and in the other mineral line, that SCV body count is gonna go higher.
Wow.
To the moon.
Just a straight up counterattack victory there for Mixu. Things just totally fell apart. Milkicow was in pretty decent position. You know, he didn't do like crippling damage, but he took out a base. It was pretty nice. Took down a lot of Lings, but that counterattack just did way too much damage. I think Milkicow felt safe because he had 2 tanks there dedicated to the defense, but the Lings got on top of them right away.
So we're having a romanticizer, and in the red we have got Milkicow. Playing Terran.
His opponent is in blue, and he's looking to punch his ticket to the finals with a win here in game number 2 of this best of 3. He's the blue Zerg. His name is Mixu.
I'm gonna say Reaper this time. And probably not such a crazy 3-Rex play. I don't know, it's just... It really didn't do anything symphonic. A well-prepared Zerg should hold that no problem, I think.
Yeah, it's especially if you scout it. Like if your Overlord goes in or whatever, you get a Ling in. If you scout that there are 3 racks before factory, I think as Zerg there's no excuse for taking damage. You really should be able to shut it down. And it's not that hard to deflect. Like we saw how much Milkicow respected just the creep spread there. You know, he had 24 Marines with with Stim. I don't believe he didn't have combat shields yet, but with Stim. And as soon as he saw that the creep was there, he completely rerouted his attack, which was the right move in my opinion. So it's really an attack that only works if you completely catch the Zerg off guard. If you're able to do that, you can do just game-ending damage straight up. But yeah, I definitely like the Reaper more. You should be safe against pretty much everything. You're going to get all of the information you need. And if you want to do a timing attack, you still can. Obviously, you can do a 2-1-1. You can still do some type of 3 racks, 2 base timing attack, although those aren't very common. They can be done. But yeah, personally, I've just never been able to make the 3 racks pure bio plays work. And it looks like the Reaper is about to go down. Milkicow does not
the lane
save it.
catches it. Damn.
Great job there by Mixu.
Yeah, and he snuck his 3rd base, so that's even better.
Yeah.
You almost never get to just do that.
Yeah, it was fantastic zoning there with the Queen and 4 Lings against that Reaper. Manages to get the kill, and Naka, you know very well. It's a great feeling as a Zerg, terrible feeling as a Terran to lose that initial Reaper.
It's gonna be Hellions next, so Mixu probably just wants to drone up at this point, make his good old queens, get carapace, and maybe even attack.
And for Milkicow's part, he's got the tech lab on the barracks. We'll see if he swaps that. That is indeed what's going to happen. I would expect Banshee. There it is right there. And then the question just becomes cloak or no cloak.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen Raven harass against Zerg.
Right.
Wouldn't mind seeing some of that, but to be honest, the Banshee is probably just the more stable play. Especially if it goes unscouted, but is it unscouted? I think... Oh, it's for now, but it's going to be very easy for that Overlord to go in.
Yeah, and I think the Zerg should have on their radar. I mean, anytime there's a Hellion opener, you should at least have in the back of your mind that Banshees are possible.
Yep.
It's just such a classic build. Yeah, it gets the confirmation there. Even sees the cloak. Next question is, will Milkicow cancel the cloak?
All depends on whether there's detection, and Spore Crawlers are coming in. Now, I would love to see a Spore Crawler between the 2 bases, the 3rd and the 2nd, that is. That's a very important one, because it lets Queens maneuver between the bases.
Right.
Oh, the Lynx might get a good wraparound there, and if so, then the Queens can do massive damage to the Hellions. Now, good thing is you can just go home and repair. Repair is dirt cheap. It's crazy how cheap it is, actually. Way cheaper than remaking. It's
crazy how that could have gone very differently. If you look at the units lost or the resources lost, it's 568 for Mixu and only 100 for Milkicow, and that was the Reaper. But 3 of those Hellions were low in the red, and I mean they were a split second away from losing 3 of them which would be a big difference in the map presence for Milkicow. So good job there, hanging in there, getting extra extra Zergling kills and backing off. But yeah, that was a very dangerous stance. Well executed.
Let's see what the Banshees can get done. They're preemptively cloaked. That's not going to really help because they're going to be revealed, but they can still two-shot the drones. So if they focus fire, that's an insta-kill.
Yeah. So yeah, 5 kills on the one.
It's a good start.
0 on the other. Yeah. Should be able to get a couple more here.
Yeah, the Overseer, not good news for them. Neither are the extra queens. But they might be able to get the 2 kills here.
He can force it. Yep, there he goes. Does get 1.
Oh man, that's actually a lot of drone kills now, up to 8.
Yes, excellent value there for Milkicow. Really pushed the issue. Paid off big time. Should be able to get an extra drone kill over here too. Loses 1 and the second Banshee. That's a little annoying.
Oh, no way. That's actually really painful. If he goes home and heals them up again, they'd add so much DPS to the next bunch of fights.
Exactly, yes. That's exactly right. As the game goes on, they lose value, but in these mid-game pushes, such as like a potential 1-1 push, or just for creep clearing party or a queen clearing party, those Banshees add so much value.
Yeah, look at this attack force right now. Like, add the Banshees to this.
Yes.
That matters a lot.
Yeah, for sure. That's a big deal to have this army here, plus 2 Banshees, not to mention the fact that pretty soon these can be Hellbats. It's a big deal for sure. Zerglings are starting to work on the supply depots over on the Terran side of the map. It's going to be pushed away quickly, though, by Milkicow.
So Burrow is coming in. We might get to see some of that soon.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the numbers here for Mixu. He's at a significant army supply disadvantage. He is morphing in more Banelings. It's only 1 tank. Milkicow's going to need to, if he wants to continue the attack, he's going to need to split those Hellbats a lot. Otherwise, the Banelings are going to destroy them. Nice surround with the links from the back, too.
2 more tanks. Let's see what they can get done. Not much if the links get on top of them right away like that. A bunch of Banelings having burrowed, and I think he's going to retreat. We might see our first Baneling detonation. Yep, there it is.
There it is. Yep. About 4 or 5 Marines there for the Baneling detonation. Not bad. I do believe that Milkicow saw that. He did scan. So, he knows that that's in play now. He's going to have to be very careful as he aggresses across the map. Good job by Milkicow to catch some of these wings.
Yeah, the links are not gonna take that fight. There's also double drop. That should be a creep clearing party, but might even go after the hatch if they feel brave
very well
enough.
could. No units currently in place. Looks like Milkicow just wants to manage map presence. Takes out an Overlord, gets a creep tumor. He's pushing a bit on the right side, saves his Marines over there too. Good job here by Milkicow to work both sides of the map. It's absolutely crucial in TVZ to keep the creep under control.
2-2 should just about line up for both players, so I don't think there's going to be any advantage for anyone.
Yeah, interestingly enough, we did have a Hydra Den finish, but no Hydras are being made. Mixu is electing to go straight into Hive right now, so we'll see if he can hold with the forces that he has currently. That'll be really nice. It probably will even give him a bit of an advantage, but his army might be susceptible in the meantime.
Yeah, if the sophistication goes a little bit too far, it's going to be hard for Zerg to hold. And right now, he's got 2 more Banelings up on that little ridge, but they get scanned and wrecked, so...
Excellent job there by Milkicow. He's going to look to leapfrog those tanks forward. There aren't too many Banelings here. I think with good tank shots, especially with his fantastic positioning, Milkicow may be able to make some damage happen here. Without any Hydras, this is a totally different Zerg army.
The Marines will have to go back. A bunch of them get killed now.
I'm not sure there are enough banelings, especially with the Marines at the back here. One
Nope.
tank stands strong, 16 kills, 17 and counting.
There are 42 links and 18 banelings. That's not bad if they can stay where they are. But if more reinforcements come in from a Terran player, that's going to be a problem, especially if it's that Marauder heavy.
Right. So I will say one thing that concerns me for Milkicow is Hive Tech is done, and we actually have a double lurker den, so we're gonna have double upgrades, of course. There, Vipers are coming out, and we're on a 94 drone economy for Mixu. That is nothing to mess around with. As a Terran player, for me personally, this is what nightmares are made of.
And the Lynx actually get a tank on the other side of the map and will get into that mineral line. They probably won't kill too much, but I mean, they are 2-2 Lynx against SCVs, so it's gonna be scary. And they actually burrowed. How annoying is that?
Yeah. Also worth pointing out is 3-3 has never been started here for Milkicow. So typically Terran wants a nice 3-3 versus 2-2 upgrade window. He's not going to have it in this game. There are plenty of Banelings ready to defend this Zerg base on the right side. They've got to rush in here now.
Well, the right side is looking good for Zerg, I think, but the left side is looking pretty good for Terran. I'm not sure that Mixu can hold the left side. There are
left
Vipers,
side very well may fall.
But I don't think he can hold it.
Yeah, he's going to abandon the base, pulls his drones. Does have a hatch about to finish in the top right corner of the map.
It's not the worst. He's had a big income advantage, and moments from now, it's going to be right back. Nice, get some medevac with Marines in it. And now there's Hydras. And like you said, the double lurker upgrades are coming in. Almost done, actually. Hey, the second base actually has almost all the drones. 27 out of 8.
Oh,
so
wow.
a little overkill. He's fixing it.
I will say one thing that's important here is that Milkicow did see those Hydras for the first time, and we see an immediate reaction. He's adding on 2 more factories, because prior to that, he actually was producing Widow Mines. So of course he recognizes at least it's Hydras, and I think he should be able to infer that Lurkers are going to be in play as well. 4 factories being added on. Yeah, he's not playing. He's not playing around with this at all.
No, you can't mess around with Lurkers too long.
Milkicow is able to pick off a couple of those Lurkers, but does lose a substantial amount of bio in the retreat.
Well, he's got another hit squad that could go in and hit this natural base, where also the Lurker dens are.
If he could take those out, that would actually be huge. We see he actually has a huge advantage in the resources lost department. Picks up, goes into the main, but yeah, he's almost doubling Mixu in terms of resources lost.
Hundreds of blinks have gone down this game, and there goes another base, actually.
Fantastic job there by Milkicow. He's in the main. He just took out the base in the top right-hand corner. Wasn't able to get the lurker dens, but I don't know that it matters. He's just doing so much damage around the map.
Oh no, the Vipers have been following all this time. And get picked up by the infantry, but actually get the parasitic bombs off, and the medivacs get split the last possible second. Well, Terran can heal them up, that's fine. But can Terran hold this lurker attack?
This lurker attack's no joke. I mean, there are only 3 of them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. It's going to come down to snipes. Can Milkicow get the snipes off? He does have a handful of ghosts there.
Oh, that's great, actually.
Yeah, I think those ghosts did not come, or I should say, couldn't come soon enough. They came right in time. We've got that lurker on a mission in the left-hand base.
Oh, nice. So many burrowed banelings all over the map, by the way.
Yeah, and it looks like Mixu could potentially set up a trap there in the top center of the map. He's got a bunch of lings, a couple of banes, burrowed banes just waiting to detonate. There are a lot of ghosts here. The ghosts are going to get surrounded by the lings. This could be disastrous. You do not want to lose ghosts to lings. Looks like at least 2 of them went down there.
Oh, a huge lurker attack on the left side, though. I don't think that planetary can make it. They even get the high ground. against the infantry trying to push in. Life is difficult right now.
Very difficult. The repair
is
strong, yes. Ghosts are coming in from behind. One tank is shelling away at
Whoa.
those lurkers. Will the snipes be able to go off here? A few of those lurkers are low health, but it's just bio medevac against these lurkers, which are just absolutely deadly in these numbers.
By the way, that was without building armor. I'd love to see building armor soonish, as these lurkers
Agreed.
are pretty tough to play against. Maybe we'll even get to see a few liberators.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, at least for defensive purposes.
You can never have enough freedom, apparently.
You're talking to an American here, buddy. No, I agree.
Hey, Spire. Hell, it's about time.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Mixu is temporarily at an income disadvantage. Still has a really nice drone count, and he has just now gotten a new base up and running. But a lot of his bases are getting low. The natural has been low for a while. It's about mined out. The main is mined out. The right-hand base is nearing mine out status. So yeah, his income is starting to get into critical condition. The lurkers do push forward. There are a ton of ghosts here. Milkicow needs to scan and get off some snipes.
Hey, the parasitic bomb once again doing work on those medivacs, and this time around they're blowing up, some even with marines inside. Ooh, that was great.
Yeah, these ghosts need to cloak ASAP. He is able to finally get off snipes. Lost quite a few ghosts though.
By the way, we're almost at 500 Zerglings killed, and 16 lurkers have also gone down, so I'm not sure how much longer Mixu can keep this up. He needs to start gaining some value if he has to stay in this game for much longer, as like you said, the bases are starting to run low.
Yeah. And I will say, so one thing that I would like to see Milkicow do is or rather I should say, I don't want him to let up on the drop pressure, because if he can kill some more drones, if he can take out, for example, the base in the top right, that actually will be very impactful. So I don't want Milkicow, for his sake and for the sake of us seeing a game 3, to allow himself to kind of be pigeonholed into these single army versus single army attacks, which is what the lurker player would want to happen. Milkicow really needs to force the issue, I think, on both sides of the map and not allow the auxiliary bases to get up. Here comes a very substantial Zerg army. The lurkers get on top of the tanks. The Hydras are marching forward. Even a couple of infestors have been thrown into the mix.
Doesn't look like the infestor got anything done, and the ghosts are absolutely demolishing the lurkers. It's not even close.
Yeah,
Mixu
that
has to
was
leave.
Fantastic defense there from Milkicow. I think Mixu was just a little bit eager to get that attack off, and he loses one lurker, 2 lurkers now in the retreat. Raider Spire has just completed. That can be a game changer. Ghosts versus Broodlords can be a little bit awkward. Really comes down to positioning. Of course, Ghosts can snipe them very effectively, but if the Ghosts end up getting killed by what's on the ground, then that's a totally different story. Vikings are now being produced. Double starport also being added.
Once again, a great bunch of snipes. I have to say the Ghost energy is low. So
It is.
if the Broodlords do come out now, I'm not sure the Ghosts are any use at all, to be honest. Maybe 3 or 4 snipes in there.
Yeah, it's a very tricky situation. As you pointed out, you need high energy Ghosts. They need to be in the right position. Typically, you want a lot of infrastructure to clog up the map too, to slow the advance of the Zerg ground army. But we do have an attack in the top right-hand corner here. The full Terran army is pushing this crucial base of Mixu. He's going to lose it really uncontestedly. He has managed to get up a fresh base in the bottom center of the map, but he does not really have it up and running yet. Only a handful of drones currently mining there now.
Yeah, Mix is more than happy to sit behind this, and the Broodlord count is slowly rising. He's gonna have 6 by the end of this. Of course, Milkicow has gone back. He's recuperating. maxing out again, and then we'll see what he can do.
Yep, we do
Would
have
love to see a bunch
nukes
of
in production
Vikings
too.
Yeah, nukes and Vikings. That's definitely a really nice addition to the army now. Who knows? Might even get to see some Broodlords explode.
Yep. Looks like another Zerg base is going to fall here. The tanks are getting into position, not yet sieged up. Milkicow needs to be careful, doesn't want to lose those.
Ooh, the lurkers get right on top of them, and everything melts. Okay, the ghosts once again have energy, so it's actually really good that he retreated from this.
Yeah. So that's a pretty scary army on the right side of the map for Mixu. However, he's about to be nuked.
That
Ooh,
patch
no
is
cancel
gone.
either. Yep. Another nuke is about to go down.
Not
Ghost
that one.
gets taken out. A lot of Broodlords here, Naka.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yep. Only 5 Vikings at the moment. However, they are being made, I believe, yeah, 6 at a time.
Not much Corruptor there to defend, but I do think that Terran leaves for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we should see more Corruptors with this, and then things change for the Zerg a lot.
Agreed. And I think that Mixu is of the same mind. He's adding Corruptors now 4 at a time, also mixing in some Hydras probably to deal some DPS against those Vikings. The Broodlords are kind of unprotected right now, although it looks like Mixu wants to pull the Terran into Fungals, gets 1 off, kind of 2. Not the best connections. I like the idea a lot, though.
I'm also liking the Spore Forest idea. I mean, gonna have to see the exchange of nukes versus spores now. Best thing in the game.
Yeah, and it looks like Mixu is preparing an attack on the left side, bottom left side of the map as he's getting nuked in the center right.
This is literally the worst value thing in the game. All you buy is time, honestly. But that's fine.
Yeah.
In this case. You really could use the time, I think, if you're Milkicow.
Yeah, Milkicow is adding on more. Oh my goodness, he's gonna lose a few ghosts there if he's not careful.
Those
He does
Fungals
not
have
want
been
to lose
brutal.
those. Yeah. So he's adding on more Ghost Academies. We know that means more nukes. He's adding Liberators now, 4 at a time. Of course, tanks are not too great against these mass Broodlords. I really would like to see a drop at that fresh base in the bottom left corner of the map for Milkicow.
Yeah, he knows about it. He's just scanning it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's just so much going on around the map. I think he just allowed it to stay there for a little longer than he would like. However, he should respond to it now. That is a crucial base.
Yeah, I think he's splitting off the dudes now. They're going. Ah, missile turret just burned down. Okay, we've got a base getting nuked. We've got Spore Forest getting nuked. The Broodlords are a little close for my liking. Oh no, this could be a disaster. He's not looking, Symbolic. No! He's getting the ghost though. He got it last second.
Yeah, he got it just in time there. That would have been game-changing for sure.
But he didn't get the ghost on the other side, and 18 drones go down.
That's definitely substantial. There's no real bank for Mixu, and he just now added more drones, but he's only on 64. There's a big lurker army, 6 of them, in the bottom left corner of the map. I think they're just going to be used defensively. Milkicow is going to donate some SCVs. Yeah.
Oh, do it again. That was great.
Yeah, these lurkers are more than enough to defend a small bio army.
They're trying to recreate the map intro, but it's Terran. It's all wrong. Weren't they watching it? What happened? This is almost better though with the nukes.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Mixu is actually, I assume that was intentional, killed off a queen or two there.
I think that's what he used to get extra links, yeah.
Oh my. Corruptors went a bit too far forward in the center. Lost a couple unnecessarily. Yeah. So the biggest issue here, I think, is the bank. Now, I mean, it's not quite at critical levels, but if somehow Mixu loses an army, or let's say like loses those Broodlords to a nuke, he's not going to be able to remake too much with his current gas count.
Oh, the EMPs actually on the Infestors are pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all, man. And
yeah.
I also think it's important to point out that Milkicow has like these two relatively fresh bases still.
Agreed. And so if Milkicow, he's taking out the lurkers. It looks like they're going to stand strong just barely. But if Milkicow can actually mine from that bottom left-hand corner of the base, that's going to be a big deal for him. Drones are actually being pulled against the Thor and the tank.
Get the job done, it looks like. Whoa. Whoa. That was a really nice fast burrow on the lurker. Gets the tank for it. They're never going to get the planetary, but you know, you can still burrow outside and get some of these workers. Two nukes are better than one.
Got a host of Liberators about to hit the mineral line here. It looks like one of them is going to fly directly into Spore Crawler. Not sure if it's going to get away there. But anyway, lots of drones going down. Lots of drones. The Spore Crawler could be focused down here.
Yeah, the infantry will definitely clear out the space eventually. I like the little Hydra addition.
Yeah, a very successful attack here.
Nice fungal too. But Broodlords are getting taken out by the Vikings.
Yeah, Milkicow's being very patient in the center of the map, which I do believe is the correct play. He cannot push through that at all. He did take out the base in the bottom left, which is a fantastic victory for him there. He's even killing some straggler Hydras here and more drones. 11 more drones go down. The economy of Mixu is not in great shape here.
Not anymore. He's got a nice bank, but that's about it right now. He's even buying his supply quite a lot. So he's probably looking to just get a big army out at this point and see if he can crash through somewhere.
Agreed. And if Milkicow is able to mine from that bottom left-hand corner base, as I was saying earlier, that will be a big deal. There's a nuke that's going undetected so far in the bottom center. Nuke is about to land on a whole drone line.
He's running, but it's not enough.
Oh!
Oof.
13 at a time, even managed to get some lings. Mixu responded kind of at the last second. It could have been even worse, but 13 drones in this scenario, that brings him down to 27. It looks like so far the patience of Milkicow is paying off. He's just held his ground in the center against that Spore Forest. The Spore Forest combined with Infestors, Broodlords, Corruptors, and Vipers, and he has managed to do damage to the auxiliary bases. It's exactly what I was hoping to see, you know, in order to bring us to a game 3. I think it was necessary for Milkicow to do that damage in the corners of the map while holding his ground in the center. Anyway, Lurkers are going to get on top of the Bio Army, but they're not burrowed. They're going to go down for nothing in the bottom left-hand corner of the map.
Hey, the Broodlords got nuked.
Oh my goodness.
They survived. That was the outer edge of the AoE, but
yeah,
there's not a whole lot left for Terran either. I mean, that was a deep dive, and a bunch of the parasitic bombs did land. Where are the queens? They're pretty low energy actually, so yeah, Mixu has some rebuilding to do. I'm not sure I like that he's engaging the infantry, honestly. It would be nice to see just a whole blob crushing through that top base.
Your ghosts are going to get some value here against the Broodlords in the center. It looks like you got one snipe off, but the Lurkers are, I mean, as you pointed out, they're pushing toward this bottom left base, and Milkicow definitely wants to defend that. I don't think he wants to just forfeit this planetary. But with that being said, it's not going to be an easy defense unless, of course, Liberators come to the rescue.
Yeah, Liberators are a fantastic option here. And the infantry does clean up, so half of these are gone, and tank should finish the rest. Yeah, this is a really good defense by Milkicow.
What a fantastic game we're seeing right now.
Yeah, 31 minutes already.
Yeah, non-stop action. Corruptors are going to look to cast Caustic Spray, I would think. First they're going to attack the Liberators. I think maybe just enough Marines here to push them away.
Yeah, I think they'll get the Liberators for their trouble, which is good enough.
For sure, because that, of course, is going to add value to the Lurkers, unless the Lurkers go down. Both of them do go down.
Oh, even the Hydra dies. Mixu is only on 127 supply. What's happening here?
Yeah,
Got a
25
really big army.
drones. And he's remaking Lings right now. He just needs to, he needs to get that economy re-established. It's going to be very difficult for him to make progress without any real income to speak of.
Man, those rocks are tough.
They
Taking
are.
nukes all day.
Is there any detection in place here for the Broodlords? No, there aren't. Some EMPs go off, but huge fungals on the Ghosts and the Vikings. Those Ghosts need to be healed.
Okay, that might be a big problem. Vikings do make it out though. Mixu just doesn't want to commit.
Yeah, and I really can't overstate the importance of that bottom left base. If you look at the mineral bank here from Milkicow, he's still able to pump out units, at the very least Marines. But that's really the difference right now, is one player's ability to produce reasonably well against the other player's crippled economy. Broodlords are actually getting some work done here on the bio. Milkicow needs to be very careful about bleeding off too many units. EMPs just miss the Vipers, as that they had already pulled away. The battle now is for the center of the map. Okay, and I was just about to say this. Milkicow read my mind. I would like to see him go again for the auxiliary base. In this case, it's going to be the top right base. I don't think there's any need for him to try to push through that center.
Yeah, I would say a big problem for Mixu also was that he's not taking that rich gas base. It's been available for a long time, but he's not interested in it apparently. So that would have been a bit of a comeback mechanic, but if he loses this north base, I'm not quite sure what he can do next.
Right, especially if Milkicow blasts through there and takes down the drones. The base is down, that's already a big enough problem. But yeah, drone count of 34 right now. Looks like he does not see the drones and pulls back. If he were to take those out, that would be absolutely crippling. The Broodlords killed a ton of ghosts there. They killed, I think, almost every ghost with that army.
And there's more of that coming.
Mixu's doing a fantastic job staying in this game. He's been on the back foot for a while now. It looks like Milkicow is going to try to push through the center. He's going to try to clog things up with turrets, even a barracks, just to try to get a choke point, I believe.
I think the Ghost got a bunch of Viper pickups. That is actually super important. The Vipers were one of the core tool to use against these Vikings. Once the Viking count goes out of control again, Milkicow should be just able to push. I really like the missile turret wall as well.
Definitely. Now, also, Mixu, just sort of in the midst of it there, was able to take out an orbital in the center of the map. He's got a huge swath of Lings just ready to go. They could get on top of the infrastructure if he wants to trigger them now.
He's just picking off the Marines as they go. It's also not bad, but if he can... Okay, he's got 2 lurkers with the Symphonic. I think he can actually jump on top of the infrastructure and trigger a big fight. like you said. And oh, the Vikings actually get a parasitic bomb and fungal combo.
Yeah, this
Getting pretty weak there.
This is a war, just tooth and nail scrapping here. The ghosts are all super low health. There's only one medevac on the field. The Vikings are being healed now. Both players are low in mining, and yeah, that army got on top of the infrastructure as I feared for Milkicow. However, whoa!
Did you see that little choke point? The the lurker kept killing everything going through it. It killed that entire infantry ball. That's why I think Milkicow had enough. The front was not going to be winnable with this. Wow!
What an amazing game! What a game there.
Well, that was absolutely insanity.
Yeah, without a doubt, that was the best game that we have cast in the 2 MetaPlays tournaments that we've held so far.